Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the WhiskAYE podcast. Mighty episode number 43. Don't know why that's mighty, it just feels like a big number. And we've almost caught up to real time. We're not far off. I mean, by the time this is uploaded, it won't be. But in terms of recording, 50% of the effort is there, the recording bit, and then it's the uploading bit. So, as always, we are looking at and drinking a Dram Team box. And you might be able to divine which month this one was from because it's called Scotchtoberfest. So this is obviously June's box. Yeah. So the card reads, in this box, we toast the firm arrival of whiskey drinking season with our own private festival of 6 compelling scotches. A tantalising mix of new releases, limited editions and classic malts awaits from iconic producers, both modern and old. Slange, Scotch fans. So, yes, that famous September drinking festival, Septemberfest.
Well, see, technically, Oktoberfest is the festival to celebrate the coming of the new harvest, which happens in October, but it does actually begin in September.
Yeah, there you go. So, write to the German Chancellor and tell him he's getting it all wrong. And
but yeah, it definitely bleeds into October.
Yes. So, I may as well get us straight into our first whiskey of the session. So this is Locklee, or Locklear, I would guess Locklee, Our Barley. Locklee is a new distillery that is in a lot of demand, and until this whiskey had only released seasonal limited editions that were snapped up as soon as they went on sale. The good news is that Our Barley is their new core release and will be produced in larger batches. Trumpeted as master blender John Campbell's masterpiece, this carefully honed recipe uses a combination of bourbon, sherry and STR casks to deliver a whole new level of depth and complexity to the Locklee spirit. Good combination of casks for a core range.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really complain about that. Right, so on the nose, pear syrup, fruit bonbons, warm cut grass, marmalade. So I've been watching Graham Butterfield again recently, and bonbons.
Bonbons.
Have you seen Brian Butterfield?
No.
You know Peter Serafinowicz?
Yeah.
It's when he had a show, that was one of his characters, and he was like one of those call now, and he was selling something, but it was always crap. He's just some like fat old man who had a warehouse, and it was also a gym, and it was also a sauna, and it was also, and he said bonbons as bonbons. It's that and kitchen gun that make me laugh. Okay, are you getting fruit bonbons and
I can get what they mean by
pear
fruit
syrup?
So let's just make sure we're on the same page. When I think of a bonbon, I think of like a round, chewy sweet, like a toffee-ish kind of consistency.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I could get that.
Lowland, Locklee.
Maybe raspberry flavour.
Yeah, it is kind of berry-ish, isn't it?
Or strawberry, maybe. But
yeah, maybe not the tartness of.
It's not like strawberries or raspberries. It's like sweets that are raspberry flavoured, or sweets.
But not like boiled sweets.
No, like
soft sweets.
Yeah, or like a like Starburst or Opal Fruits, depending on your age.
Yeah, like a chewy sweet, yeah.
Or a Frutella, or like even like milkshake, like the artificial flavour of something.
Yeah. So
in a berry, like artificial berry flavours. Basically.
Artificial berry flavours. It's our poetic way with words that keeps people tuning in.
Yeah.
So on the palate, if you want to dive in, golden syrup, pepper, rye bread, macadamia nuts, cream soda, and the finish is long with a lasting orange beeswax note. Yeah, the orange beeswax. It's one of your favourite flavours, I know.
I don't even know what orange beeswax should taste like.
Orange honey, I guess.
Maybe. I thought nice. Beeswax was like
used for candles.
Yeah, or polishing leather.
Yeah, why is Chris been eating candles?
Yeah. By the
Enlightenment.
way, have you had rye bread since last week? Or last
No,
week?
but I did appreciate the link.
Yeah. Have you seen what you'll have seen that kind of bread before?
Yeah. I think I probably have at some point. But
You do get them
I
as
have
like a
since you sent it me, if you know what I mean.
what you might call a cob, quite often.
Like in the
a
bakery section of the
crusty,
supermarket.
yeah. So if you're in like somewhere
Morrison's
like Morrison's, it does like 5 for what used to be like 5 for a pound. It's probably 5 for a tenner now, but
1 for £5.
yeah, mix and match like buns.
It is quite syrupy. There's a bit of spiciness to it as well. I get that.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I can find the cream soda.
Maybe right at the back. There is an almost bitterness right at the back. Right at the depth of it. Maybe that's the nuts.
It does have a sort of nuttiness to it, but not strongly.
Yeah, so it's syrupy, if I could spell it. Light spiciness. Light nuttiness. Lingering, warming finish.
It does have, it's because it's like a core. It has like hints of all of the sort of casks that they've described, but not really.
Not a lot of sherryness to it, but yeah.
A little bit of the syrupiness
PX
and the spiciness, yeah. You know what I mean? Like the syrupy spiciness is probably. Is this 40%? Oh, 46.
Yeah.
Settles for us there.
I feel like 43 is the new 40.
Possibly.
A lot of them do 43 now. I think because I think 40 they think looks a bit cheap.
Probably. It's like for a while, all vodka was 37. So this is an interesting choice to go.
Yeah, there'll be a reason for it, won't there?
Yeah.
That's nice though. I like that. It's yeah, it's hints of flavors, but it's warming.
Mm-hmm.
That's the good thing about whiskey. Even when it's hints of flavors, it's still quite flavorful.
Yeah, a good introduction to Christmassy whiskies.
Kind of get like
well, wintry whiskies,
like a warm biscuit in there. Not like a cold biscuit. Like the flavor is different of a warm biscuit as a cold biscuit, isn't it?
Yeah. Same as warm bread and cold bread, like.
Yeah.
I feel like baked goods when they're fresh off the.
No better.
Fresh out the oven is probably. It's almost like there's like a steam still in them. That's.
Yeah. It's when they're like warm but still crispy on the outside and then like melty on the inside is just peak, like mouthfeel.
Yeah.
That's when I need to get some fresh donuts. Keep thinking about it. One day. Problem is, I'm like, I'll do it as a treat, and then I have something earlier in the week, and then when I could go get donuts, I'm like, yeah, but I had.
That couldn't hold out for your treat.
Yeah, exactly. Right, did you want to score that one?
I think that was like probably quite close to what I would call an archetypical 3.
A 3. I think a 3 is a fair score for that one. Yes.
Really, what we should have, I was thinking about it, is we should have negative numbers for best whiskey.
I think I'd be up for going to like a 10 and still keeping the 0.5s.
Yeah.
You know, now that we're more experienced, increasing his accuracy, his granularity, I think I could do that.
I also just think that, like, basically, there's like terrible whiskey we don't like, and then 3s. You know what I mean?
I'm wondering if, we have
no granularity in the bottom half, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we want to do like 2 scores. So like a score for like enjoyment, and then a score for like complexity or difference or something like that. So even if I don't enjoy like a peated one, if I feel like it's got a lot of complexity to it, I could still give it a good score from that.
Possibly. We might have to. We'll revisit. We've got an AGM coming up.
Yeah, we do. Are we going to do that face to face in a few months?
We could just do it then. That might make more sense. Might get heckled a bit, but
take all as top fans to a meeting room.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's if we actually booked a meeting room, that would literally be what we were doing.
That would be pretty funny for one of them if they did come.
Yeah.
This is how we do it.
Yeah. Glad you could all make it.
Yeah. Don't know what you're planning on doing, but this is us for a few days.
You need to increase your investment this year. Profits.
I'll do it like a timeshare. Yeah, like MLM pitch. Yeah. We're actually it's been a year. See you. Oh, now that you're here, have you heard of this thing? You can triple your investment in no time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be your own boss.
Go down like
work for yourself. You know.
I'm sure that'd go down like a lead balloon, but
yes, probably. Right, do you want to move us on to a second whiskey?
I can. We're staying with the same.
We're quite slow on that one, I think.
Distillery. We're going to Lockley Harvest Edition. First
staying
crop.
In the lowlands.
Yeah, I'm staying in the same distillery, but yeah.
Yeah.
Our second Lockley whiskey is one of the aforementioned hard-to-get seasonal releases. The first crop of their Harvest Edition released in early September 2022. So this one, when this box came out, was like a month that they'd been on the market. This represents the end of summer, when Lockley's Golden Laureate barley is ready to be harvested and used for the following year's whiskey production. The bottle features a coral red label reflecting their Ayrshire soil, which transforms to a deep sunset hue once the barley is harvested.
It's a cool looking bottle, isn't it?
Yeah. It's sort of
a bottle. Like ribbed at the side.
Corrugated, maybe.
Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah.
Still not. Nick's still got the best bottle I've ever seen, but
yeah. So far.
It's insane. Yeah. It's an insanely good bottle.
It's the worst day of your life so far. Yeah. So, you ready to go in for a nose?
Yes.
You should be getting.
It's like cooked fruit.
Yeah, stewed apples, pear drops, and oat biscuits.
There's definitely like a cooked fruit note to that.
That's good.
Oat biscuits, maybe. When you think of oat biscuits, do you think of like the savoury kind or like hobnobs?
I never even thought to think of a hobnob as an oat biscuit.
They're made out of oats, aren't they?
Yeah, but I always would have sort of. Yeah, like
like the ones that just crumble.
Yeah, the ones that an oat cake that you would have with like nips and tatties.
But an oat cake is different to an oat biscuit. Like you can get those oat biscuits, like Nains or Nairns or whatever they're called.
They're just slightly drier, aren't they?
Yeah, their chocolate ones are amazing.
Yeah,
I haven't seen them in supermarket in ages, but they're really good.
But yeah, I always think of an oat cake, basically.
Yeah, I like an oat cake. I like all three, to be honest. But yeah, that's just for me. My mind always went to hobnobs, but it doesn't take much for me mind to go to hobnobs. To be fair, so it could just be that.
Their chocolate ones are pretty good as well. To be fair,
I prefer the plain. I feel like the chocolate is just a step too far.
It's just a very decadent biscuit.
It is. Yeah. Anyway, should I go in for a?
Yep. If you want to.
Yeah.
Take a taste. You should be getting strawberries, violet, and toasted marshmallows, and then in the finish there's signature Lockley cereal with freshly cut grass.
That's like
I imagine light.
What are those sweets called? Are like strawberries and cream? Are they just called strawberries and cream? The boiled sweets.
I think so. Yeah.
Like
Campinos.
Like the swirls.
Yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me. I don't know what they're called, but I apparently know what they taste like because that's the first thing my brain went to.
Well, strawberries and marshmallows would sort of get you there, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah.
I do get it's more. I get that like right on the end of my tongue. That sort of flavour.
Yeah, you do feel it there. I'm trying to get the cereal. I think once the sweetness fades, that's when the cereal comes through. It's like smell. When you smell the grains. Distillery. It's making me think of that, like the husks. because the sweetness kind of dies off, but the finish is still going. I think maybe that's what it means by the cerealness.
That's quite like a little bit of a bitteriness to it.
Yeah, I wonder if that's what I'm thinking of as cerealness. Is because the sweetness drops off. It in comparison, it's bitter.
Yeah, probably.
But it's not actually bitter, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. It's just in comparison, like.
Yeah, it's an
like those
of
magic
sweetness.
eye tricks where it's the same color, but one's on a white background and one's on a black background. So
yeah, it's just exactly. Once you've tasted something sweet, something neutral tastes bitter. I really like that.
Like if you've ever had a beer with your dinner, and then you get to pudding.
Yeah.
And you still have a bit of the beer left, and you're like, which way round do I do this?
This is the most bitter thing I've ever tasted in my life.
Yeah. The beer's going to be really bitter, but if I drink the beer first, then the pudding's going to taste like overly sweet.
Yeah. It's hard life, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Navigating these things.
Yeah. That's definitely a first world problem.
Well, fortunately,
do I eat my decadent chocolate pudding or drink my poison that makes me feel happy?
Fortunately, the government's helping us there by making it so you can't afford either.
Yeah.
So you don't have to make that decision.
Do I heat my house or do I die?
Well, we know which one they want.
Yeah. You need to pay your taxes on your heating bill.
Yeah, just pay.
Yeah.
Those tax cuts for the rich are not cheap, you know.
Someone has to pay for them.
Well, exactly. If you don't like it, be rich. They are. Can't be that hard.
But, tax cuts for the poor, they have to come after the magical money tree. Nobody can pay for them.
Yeah, because, that's just a reality. They'd love to do it, but there's no money in the budget because the mates took it all.
Yeah.
Second whiskey in, already onto politics. Maybe we ought to just rebrand this as a politics podcast, and it's just we talk about politics as we get progressively drunker and therefore left wing.
Yeah, drunk politics. Then at the end we're like, anyway, so when you can't afford your pudding and your beer, eat rich.
Well, that's how this started. Was whiskies that you could afford because of the recession and austerity, and it's just never changed. It's never passed. It's just been another excuse after another excuse after. So you can never afford it.
Yeah.
Did you want to score this one though?
I've still got a little sip, so if you want to go, I'll have my last one. And
to be honest, I'm tempted to give this a 4. I really liked it. I really like that one. So yeah, I'm going to go for a 4.
I'll say 3.5.
3.5. Yeah, I'm being generous maybe a little bit, but that was...
If you like it, that's
enjoyable.
The benefit of a subjective scoring system.
Yep.
It's never wrong.
And if someone wants to argue with me, they've got to present proof that they've had over 250 whiskies before they're on my level.
Documented, preferably in a spreadsheet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We've got it. Why aren't you? Right.
Some people just aren't committed to it, and that's why their opinion doesn't matter as much.
Or at all.
Yeah.
Right. So, the whiskey number 3. So this is the Glasgow 1770 triple distilled. The card reads, this release from Glasgow Distillery is noteworthy for being distilled 3 times rather than a standard double distillation. This third distillation removes heavier, oilier compounds, so only the lightest and purest spirit remains. The new make liquid is wonderfully fruity and bright. Nose opens up to sweet vanilla and white chocolate, leading to fresh summer fruits of aromatic apple, pear, and peaches. So it's another lowland, I would guess, being Glasgow, and they were doing the old lock and tosh and triple distilling.
Yeah. It is. Even on the nose, it's quite light and delicate.
Is it? Let's have a sniff. Yeah.
But I would say There is some kind of fruit, maybe peachy nectariness in there.
Maybe. It is very light, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a bit of nectarine. Yeah.
Something sweet, anyway.
Okay. Right. Now, so you can dive in, and on the palate, well balanced and smooth with vibrant vanilla, soft caramel, and double cream, opening up to succulent orchard fruits and berries, followed by delicate floral notes alongside a sweet almond nuttiness. The finish is long and lingering with notes of rich honey, anise, and black pepper, and hints of warming woody spice.
Finish is quite spicy like that. It feels quite creamy for such a light spirit.
That is very double cream.
Yeah.
Lots of double cream there. Maybe a bit of honey. It is quite spicy.
Like in the finish.
Yeah, I'm not sure I get nuttiness, but it is very carnation milky sweet, isn't it?
Yeah. And just the palate, I was just getting cream, so I'm going to try again now that I'm used to it.
Yep, very carnation milk type flavors. Let's go back in for another one. Any new flavors to add that you've got from your second go?
There's a little bit of like a saltiness. Maybe like just a slight savoury edge on the cream.
Like about 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But really, it's just that creaminess, and then
that's very pleasant. I do like my creamy kind of flavors. I'm a big fan of double cream and on anything, to be honest.
Not just on a pizza.
Well, yeah, all right, smart. trying to engage in conversation and just sweep the leg.
Yeah.
All that training you've been doing, it's made you into a weapon. Yeah, I mean, you're already a weapon, but now you're a different kind of weapon.
I've actually got like my entire left shin is a bruise from jiu-jitsu.
Really bad deadlifts.
Yeah. I also have shin splints because I did like 22,000 steps yesterday in boots. So
that'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah. And stood for 2 hours straight.
So one of our friends is doing the Battersea half marathon this weekend.
Yeah.
And then they're off to Paris for a full marathon in a month, 2 months.
I suppose that almost the best training you can get for a marathon is to do a half. So
yeah, they invited me to both, and I was like, I might do one, but I'm not doing the other, and I didn't do either.
Yeah.
I mean, I could, I suppose, still go to the Battersea one. I mean, I'm not entered into it, so I'd probably not, and I haven't run in months, so probably won't go too well. But I haven't. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was their birthday yesterday as well.
Busy. It's that time of year. It's everyone's birthday. It was my friend's birthday on Saturday. It's my birthday in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I knew that.
In the calendar.
I think it is actually.
It's probably in the joint, WhiskAYE podcast calendar.
I think it might be in the calendar. I'll have to. I don't know, flag off the sky or something when it happens.
Curse my name for one more year.
Yeah, curse you, name. Not going to dox you. I think I have a few times already, but in pieces. So you have to do it like it's like a hunt. You have to piece it together.
Like one of those GCHQ puzzle days.
Yeah, but the prize instead of like an office job is somehow worse.
Yeah.
Did you want to score this one?
I think that's probably. I'd probably give that 3.5 again.
I'm going 3.5 on that. Yeah, I really liked it, but not quite as much as the second one.
I had it about the same as the second one, so that's.
Yeah. I think as AGM face to face.
Yeah.
we should probably book some time in that area when we're doing that to discuss
scores
stuff.
Yeah.
Scores, content, video,
all the good stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, I've given away his thing, but no one. This is the midpoint of the video.
If you're listening this far, you probably pieced it together that we've been considering it for like a year.
Yeah.
So,
it's just many reasons not to.
Yeah.
Including physical appearance, but
and also editing density. Also, currently I don't have my own computer. I'm using I'm borrowing one for this, so I should probably get my own computer to sort that out. But
I need to work out how to have the computer in this room, but have the backdrop in
the other room.
Yeah.
Get a very, very long cables and just put it with a delay.
Yeah, a long cable for the keyboard and mouse and monitor and
the other peripherals.
Yeah, I didn't think that one through, but anyway. Moving on
to the second half of the box.
Indeed.
So up next we've got an old Pulteney 12-year-old, or aged 12 years actually it says. Old Pulteney is held in very high regard as a shining example of the salty coastal style of whiskey associated with the distilleries bordering the sea around the Highlands region. Indeed, it is long renowned as the maritime malt. This 12-year matured single malt is the flagship release in their core range and is a great go-to staple for your whiskey shelf.
Who only has one whiskey shelf?
Eh?
Who only has one whiskey shelf?
I've got 3. But on the nose, it's medium to high intensity with a briny hint of sea air.
Medium to high intensity? That's like the smell of like a men's deodorant.
Yeah. This one's good for after intense indoor exercise.
But like that's always the thing, isn't it? Like women's deodorant is like chamomile, or wildflowers, and the men's is like action.
24 hours.
Yeah, and it's just like none of this has a smell.
But men's is always tells you how long you can not shower after your sports while wearing this deodorant.
Yeah, this is how long you stay for.
Yeah.
No one will be able to tell.
Yeah, after 25 hours, you're going to smell swampy as all hell.
For 24 hours, you're going to smell like steel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Africa.
Yeah. Which is vaguely racist when you think about it.
Probably. The most prevailing scent of Lynx is or Axe for our,
Is it the same thing?
Yeah.
It's just a different name.
Yeah, it's like...
That makes sense.
I don't know, I'm guessing that they didn't... I don't know. Lynx means something else over there, or there's another company called Lynx that they...
Yeah, or the other way around. Might be an accent.
Possibly, yeah.
Anyway, medium to high intensity with a briny hint of sea air. There is kind of like a coastalness to it, like rock pools.
Mm. Yeah, it's not like harboury.
No, it's making me think of being like when you went rock pooling as a kid.
Yeah, it's more like a pebbly beach.
Yeah. Me and you understand. If we've got any fans listening who live not in the UK, I will imagine beaches as being like warm and balmy
and yellow or golden.
Yeah, that's not beaches in the UK. I mean, some of them, Southwest way, there's some nice beaches, but
and we've got there are some very like white sandy beaches up north, but they're not. And that's up north to me. But they are not warm and sunny. They are
no. I think me and you both
bracingly cold and windy with very salty air that makes your face and hands go quite red from the abrasiveness of it.
Yeah, me and you both associate seaside days with being really quite cold.
Yeah.
Generally wet because it's generally raining, and then fish and chips or candy floss, fresh donuts.
Yeah, that's it. It's still got all the seaside town stuff.
But I don't know if that's seaside town stuff outside the UK.
True.
penny
I
slots.
don't think fish and chips is what you get if you go to like Venice Beach.
Well, if my parents listen to this, they'll raise their eyebrows at fish and chips because I've never been a fan of fish and chips. Neither the fish nor the chips, but I'm pretty sure I used to have battered sausage and stuff. So
yeah, well, you know what I mean, like
it's the same ballpark.
Weirdly, South Coast types are more likely to have fish and chip shops that are actually just fish or seafood and chips. Like I feel like in Scotland we love to batter anything. So
you do, but even up north where I'm from, you had like battered
sausage.
Yeah.
Or deep. Did you get deep fried steak pies? Because they.
No.
That is a thing.
You had fish or sausage.
Oh, deep battered haggis. That's a thing as well.
Yeah, I've had that when I was up north for work, and it's gorgeous.
It's ridiculous. That's the problem. You know why Scotland discovered when everyone eats, everyone's happy to try battering something and deep frying it because it makes almost everything better.
Well, I mean, haggis is pretty amazing to begin with.
Yeah. To be fair, deep fried steak pies aren't battered; they're already in pastry. But it's just, yeah.
Yeah. So, what was it we had at that when you used to live at your old place for work?
Oh, we
went to that fish and chip shop. Black pudding, like deep fried.
Yeah, battered and deep fried. Black pudding fritters is what they're called. Yeah.
6 of them or whatever, and they were massive.
Yeah, it was each one was half of a black.
It was insane. Yeah. And because I remember getting them being like, oh, there'll be little bites or whatever. And it's like, I can't eat all this.
Yeah.
And I really liked them, but it was just so
you could half them with haggis. They have like haggis pudding,
such
which
a good fish and chip shop. That place, wasn't it?
It's good, yeah. They're award winning.
Yeah, best in Scotland, I think.
On certain times, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll dive in for a taste.
Okay.
What shall I be having?
Dry, medium-bodied and smooth, redolent of honey and cream, faintly salty with a slightly spicy note, and a finish that is sweet and long-lasting.
I think it's redolent, but I might be wrong. But anyway, I
don't know that word at all. I'm guessing that it means similar to reminiscent.
No, it's like abundant.
Redolent. I can see how that would work. Yeah.
Anyway, I'll let you have strongly reminiscent.
I've never heard that word out loud. So.
Strongly reminiscent or suggestive of, and I'm going to listen to how you pronounce it. But have a taste. It doesn't taste like it smells. It is redolent. I think ever since I was shamed that one time for not knowing how you say Deus. And we all know who it would have been. The only person who it would have been who would know how you say that.
Yeah. You mean dies?
I think I said juice.
Oh,
you say juice.
Yeah.
One of us didn't learn Latin at school, right?
I get what. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
So it's either strongly reminiscent or suggestive of, or fragrant or sweet smelling. So like a rich, redolent wine.
So it could be both in this instance.
I think it's the first one, but yes, it could be. Yeah. So
it's almost like they used it though because it could mean the second meaning. You know what I mean? Like it's a.
I think they're just trying to show off the vocabulary. Yeah. You're not fooling us. That's weird, isn't it? From the smell to the taste, it's a lot sweet. It's not sweet. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's medium sweet. But compared to the smell, I was expecting savory, coastal notes, that kind of stuff, and it's not. It's creamy again. It's smooth, and I'm only using that because it's on the card. Maybe a very mild spice. I think this.
It's a little bit leathery.
Leathery,
like you know that kind of flavor that you get sometimes.
I know what you mean
with old whiskies. It's not really leathery. It's like.
Yeah, it's like musty kind of, but not overpowering. Yeah. It's hard to pin down that one. I'm just going to put flavors not what you'd expect from the nose. Give me sweetness. A leathery quality.
It's almost like an underproved bread, that leathery quality.
Ooh. I quite like that, actually. I know what you mean. Like, you can still taste the yeast in it a little bit, and
it's like heavy and claggy, and
a little bit yeasty.
Yeah.
I think that's a solid tasting though, that one. Yeah. It is quite claggy.
Mm-hmm. That is absolutely one of those ones where your brain just remembers something.
Yeah, I think that's one we'll revisit, because sometimes I think you unlock like a key and you remember that one, and you're like, I think we've got like I can't think of any now at the moment, but we've got a few that we touch on.
Well, those like creaminess,
swirly, like carnation milk,
and those swirly red and white swirly hard sweets. We do mention them quite a lot, and every time we can't remember exactly what they're called. But
Camparis.
Yeah.
I remembered for you that time. Right. Did you want to score that one?
I feel like I'm being quite boring, but I feel like it was another 3.5.
Orange is honest. I would also give that one a 3.5. And I was expecting to score it lower because I wasn't a fan of the smell.
Yeah, but then it came through tasting completely different. So
it really did. It really did. Okay. Whiskey number 5, which is back to me. This is a Deanston Oloroso cask matured from 2008. And the card reads, Deanston is one of our favourite Highland malts here at the Dram Team, and the dry, nutty sherry flavours from the Oloroso casks, combined with their smooth, sweet, honeyed single malt, is a match made in heaven. This limited edition release was filled into Oloroso sherry casks in September 2008 and matured for 12 years before bottling. A proper treat. Oof. 12 years in an Oloroso cask.
Yeah.
That's rare.
Yeah.
Usually it's like a year. They finish it in
1.5, boom, done. 18 months.
Yeah. Do 2 years in a bourbon cask, put it in an Oloroso cask for a year, 18 months, call it an Oloroso whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow. I mean, it's dark enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like a dark gold kind of, almost a readiness. It's almost like when you get like a red wine or a port finish.
Yeah.
It's almost that. So on the nose. Sorry, going to say.
That like almost readiness to it.
Yeah, it does. So on the nose, cherries and chocolate, reminiscent of a Black Forest Gatto, followed by sweet spice, nutmeg, and sultanas. Well, Black Forest Gatto is like classic Oloroso.
Mm. I would say that the cherries aren't as noticeable, but
is there like a coffee hint to that?
Yeah, it does have like a dark chocolate and then a fruitiness. You know what
maybe
I mean?
It's the dark chocolate, the coffee, the dark chocolate.
Yeah. I always think that dark chocolate and coffee are basically the same. Like
it's that
category.
That bitter but sweet.
Yeah.
Smooth bitterness, isn't it? It's just not a harsh bitterness. It's a smooth bitterness. Yeah. Okay. Dark chocolate.
But it could easily be like the fruit. I'm not certain is cherry.
There is like a sultan.
It's more like a
dried fruit.
Mm.
Okay,
so maybe it's a bit closer to like an actual fruit cake.
Yeah, I had a nice fruit cake over Christmas with some cheese. It was good. So on the palate, treacle toffee, dark fruits, and festive spice with hints of mocha and a touch of pine. Finish, long and warm in finish with notes of gingerbread and nutmeg. Sounds like a classic sherry whiskey, to be fair.
That's very treacly.
That is very treacly. There's a bit of saltiness to it, like
even to that like back end bitterness that the treacle has.
Yeah, it's definitely some nutmeg in there. 100% nutmeg, cinnamon kind of spice in there.
I'm getting like a very gingerbreadiness in the finish.
I'm wondering if that's nutmeg and ginger. Oh, yeah, the gingerbread kind of develops, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's like almost. It's like the ginger stays and the breadiness comes in.
Yeah,
Like it's like a maltiness over the top of the ginger. Or the spice, anyway. I don't think it's 100% ginger. But...
Developing into the finish. Typical sherry flavors. That's nice. That's nice. That's a good sherry cask.
It's very, very, very sherry casky.
53% this one.
Yeah, it's quite strong.
Yeah,
but
it
carries it well.
Yeah, I didn't feel it tasting it, but I can feel it like in my chest now as it goes down, if you know what I mean. When you get that warmth, kind of, the stronger the whiskey, the further it goes down.
Yeah, no, yeah. Cool.
You can feel it further down.
Yeah. Right into the one that you can feel it down to it almost feels like you got reverse heartburn.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have that reverse heartburn going on.
You get that a lot with like 60s and stuff.
Yes. Yeah, it's almost like you can, like you're wanting to burp, but you're not, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Because of the heat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
I've got a little bit left, so maybe
that's one that makes you melt into your chair because it's just super warming. And we were talking about like chocolate hobnobs are a decadent biscuit. Mm-hmm. This is the decadent whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I think decadent is a good.
It's just very, very treacly.
Yeah, I mean, even now I haven't had a sip in 30 seconds, and I can still feel the warmth just coming up the back of my throat.
Mm-hmm.
Just if you like the warmth from whiskey, which I do, this is.
I feel like that's a thing. I feel like the warmth of straight spirits is a thing that the enjoyment of is it comes with age kind of thing. Because I know that used to really I could never understand how people drank straight spirits when I was a kid. I mean, obviously, there's also I say a kid when I was late teens.
Yeah.
But there is also the fact that probably the spirits that you're getting exposed to at that age aren't exactly premium. But
yeah.
But even then, the burn.
Yeah, I think you just start to appreciate just sitting down and relaxing more as you get older.
Yeah. Do you know what would be good right now? Be at home.
Yeah. And then something that helps you just sit down and kind of melt into your chair. You're like, this is great.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're that age, you're like, I don't want to be moving. I want to be doing.
I need to drink all of this in one go.
Yeah. I
mean, really burns. Drinking 25 mils of this in one go is really sore.
Because that's always the thing I go back to is when I was in third placement on the grad scheme, I was still drinking Bells at that point.
Yeah.
Because I knew I liked whiskey, but I didn't know anything about it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I kind of liked Bells in terms of it wasn't great, but I liked the warmth from it.
Yeah.
And I just thought, oh well, this is just whiskey. You've got to accept. But my beer tastes have changed a lot in the last 5 years. I'm drinking. I mean, I like an IPA. I like a session IPA. I like a lighter beer, but I love a bitter or a porter now.
Yeah.
And that's definitely not something I'd always had.
I used to like porters much more than I do now.
Yeah, it's weird how things change, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think now I'm much more likely to just go for a mosaic or a mosaic or a citra hopped IPA and just be cool.
I like a citra hopped IPA. I think citra hops is overrated because I think it's one of them ones that some people are like, oh, it's got citra hops in it, therefore it must be amazing.
Yeah, I just think that they give a citric bitterness, which is nice.
Yeah, I've got no against them, but I think they are one of those ones that they put on the label and that
combination. I like mosaic.
Yeah, well. I think especially with American beers, they're just you want more flavour, that means more hops. It's no, not necessarily.
There's a beer that who is it that does it? It's
I had another one of your favourites, Williams Brothers, recently. Not March of the Penguins. It was it a bitter or a porter or a stout? Let's see if I can find it. Go on, you were saying something before I really
It's like Asda. It brewed exclusively for Asda, but it's like they use Munich.
You tend to get them in like lagers or like pilsners and things like that. Munich hops.
Yeah. So they use, but then it's a bit like, so they basically make It
was Midnight Sun.
Oh, Midnight Sun's quite good actually. Yeah.
It is nice. Yeah.
Better than March of the Penguins.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, basically they basically make a German beer and then added a wee bit of hops afterwards, so it's like a quite bitter, like Munich Hells or whatever.
I like it. Hells.
Yeah.
I need to go to that pub. Did I take you to the pub when you were here?
Yeah, the one, the
Weird Dad, the little one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were doing a bunch over Christmas, and they were doing like a Christmas cake imperial stout that was like 13%, and then they were going to do like a pecan pie one, and I love pecan pie, so I need to nip there at some point, maybe this weekend, and see if it's still got
it.
Yeah.
I'd like to find a wee tap room like that, microbrewery.
It's great, isn't it?
Somewhere I could take the dog. That'd be good.
Well, I think you've got. Well, I mean, you're in the city, so you've got it easier than I have. But yeah,
also Glasgow has a lot of places you can take the dog. So.
Yeah, I've kind of dropped on with that place because it's just really nice. It's really relaxed. They make their own beers. They stock a bunch
wouldn't even notice it was like a bar unless you just like.
Yeah, last time I was there, time before I was there, Donny was playing Newport, and I didn't know, and Donny won. So I heard that Donny had won, and I said to the bartender, I was sat like, at the far end, but it's like 10 feet away from the bar or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys are playing.
In the other room? Or...
Yeah. I was like, you guys are playing. And he was like, yeah, we just lost. I was like, who did you lose to? He was like, Doncaster. I was like, pointing at myself. And he was like, oh, see how it is. And then a bunch of Newport fans came in scarves and that, and he didn't say anything. I mean, I don't know what would have happened in that place, but,
It's lower league football. Nobody cares. You know what I mean? Like...
It's just, as long as it's a good match, that's what matters. Yeah. Did you want to score this one?
Oh, yeah. I thought that was quite good. I'll give that a 4, I think.
I think I'll give that a 4, as well. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm not criticising lower league football. I just mean the people that follow
relaxed.
People that follow lower league football are like they don't put as much. They don't put as much on it because.
Well, they care about the football rather than
because look, you know what it's like to get beat.
Yeah.
Right?
They care about the football.
As a Scottish person who does not support one of the ugly sisters. Yeah. I know what it's like to get beat because every season I have to mark out 8 matches minimum where I expect us to lose.
Well, I mean, as a Donny Rovers fan, it's been up and down. We've had its highs.
Yeah. And obviously when you beat those teams that you mark out as that one's a loss, then you're like, we're the best team in the world. But
I've never been to a Donny Rovers game where there's been any trouble. I'm not saying there isn't. There's always someone
there is trouble in Scottish football, but that's just because we're Scottish. I'm not going to defend us as a nation.
Well, there's always some knobheads who've got to ruin it for everyone, aren't there? But generally, unless it's like a local derby, generally it's just like, you played a good game, and that's it. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, you got lucky there, ref gave you a good decision or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't stop people chanting the referee's a wanker in the game. Yeah.
But it's unlikely to be. It's never going to be the same as like a rugby game where you then meet up with everyone and go for a pint. But
no, I still probably wouldn't sit with the opposing fans.
No.
Like I would happily do in a rugby game.
I have done that once because I got a free ticket, and luckily it was a 0-0, and it was a very boring game.
But yeah,
I was like, every time it was like, I was like, I've got.
You know what it is with a lot of lower league football as well? It's either old people or kids.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
And it's less. There's no stress. Like there's no.
Yeah.
Like there's not 60, 70,000 people trying to get to a game and they can't get parked within 4 miles of the ground. It's
exactly. It's just
park outside. There'll be like 300
and
of us.
If you're an average person, you can actually go weekly because it's not £75 a ticket or whatever.
You just get your season ticket for 75 quid.
Yeah, exactly. So, cause I'm tempted to start watching Newport a bit because they're only just down from the other guy. I'm being very coy. Have you noticed in this one? Yeah. No names, but the other person who lives in Newport that we know. Well, the male person who lives in Newport that we know, because there's obviously another one.
With his spandex.
Yeah, spandex. He only lives just down from ground.
Yeah.
So he could do some couple of drinks there. And go and watch him play.
Something to do on a Saturday anyway, isn't it?
I got no against supporting a team like Newport as well. Anyway, last whiskey.
Yes, I can.
You've been practicing how you pronounce this, so I expect it to be spot on.
So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm probably going to get it wrong, but it's going to happen. And I'm going to say it's Abin Arig Feish Isla, which is, I don't know what Abin Arig means, but Feish Isla is the Isla Festival, which happens every year. And apparently it's very expensive because there's not that much accommodation on Isla for them to have a festival.
When does it happen?
In like June, July.
As long as it's not May.
Summer.
As long as it's not May.
No, I'm pretty sure it's almost always actual summer to try and have a chance at good weather.
Fair.
Being that they're an island floating in the Atlantic Ocean.
Floating, are they? Well, it means Araig River, because it's a river located in Ireland.
Okay, yeah. That's fair enough.
Which feeds into the Margadale River, which is the water source for all of Bunnahabhain's whiskey.
Well, we can. I've just looked at the card here, and I can confirm some of what you've said there, and some of what I've said there.
I should have probably read that before I looked at it. But anyway.
So, the Abin Arig is a river located on the beautiful Isle of Islay, where Bunnahabhain is situated. The Arig water is vital to the production processes at the distillery, feeding cooling water for their condensers. This limited release was made especially for the Islay Whiskey Festival 2022, aka Feish Isla, and is a marriage of spirit matured in bourbon cask and Pedro Jimenez sherry octaves. An utter sherry bomb.
Octaves, yeah.
Believe that your Bunnahabhain is
someone peated.
Yes, so we'll find out. Now, the nose isn't giving away whether it's peated or not, because chocolate, powdered ginger, and cigar box.
I will now inform you if it has peat in it. It does, but only some.
I can't identify it, so it must be.
I think there's some peat in there, but I could be wrong. I've got it wrong before.
Could be just.
Where was it that we were saying? And I kept saying that one's peated. That one's peated. None of them.
And it was like a charred cask or something instead.
Was that Penderyn?
Might have been, yeah.
Might have been. We had a lot of Penderyn. You had more than me. I couldn't keep going.
Yeah, it was hard. Good job we had a cyclist to give us a lift.
Yeah, when we had the new make of that. Yeah, that's.
It was a nightmare for him cycling up that road with us two on the back after, to be honest.
He didn't complain though.
Yeah, well, he likes to cycle, so.
He does like to. He likes to wear his spandex. Yeah. Spandy. We'll call him Spandy.
Yeah. And the nickname was born.
He'll never listen to this anyway, but when we call him Spandy, he'll get it.
He'll know straight away, yeah.
Yeah, of course he will.
Yeah.
So you could change his WhatsApp name to Spandy. Yeah. It's not the worst thing I've called him. When you know Rube.
Yeah.
It's not fair because he's not. But when I was talking to Rube about it one time, I said, "Oh, you mean Blandy?" And that's not fair because he's not. He's not. But he's not in any measure bland. He's much more interesting than I am, and he's a great person. Told Spandy, but
yeah.
I was just in a bad mood. No, I wasn't. I was just being a dick.
We've all been there.
But I never left.
Yeah. That's why we have a podcast together.
Yeah.
So my default state is, well, This is you've seen it in person, where it's like my basic. I'm quiet with people until I realise where the limit is, and then I'm like, right, so I could just live on that line.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to be the one who pushes it past there. Cause
I think
really
there was like when I first met you, there was like maybe a week where you were kind of feeling the waters, and then I said something to one of us mutual friends, and you kind of eyes lit up, and you were like,
Yeah, the line is far enough that I'm not worried about crossing it.
Yeah. That legend of when I knew we'd be friends. Yeah. That joke you made. Yeah. And I was like, at this point, me and him, we will be friends.
Yeah.
Didn't realise it to this level.
Yeah, but that happened when we both were working without working.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We tried.
Don't check his email chains.
Can you imagine being on a grad scheme now? You'd have a laptop. Ugh.
Yeah, and you'd be just sat at home on every placement, and it's not the same.
But also, you'd be like on a week where you were waiting for the placement. You'd have to be logged in.
Nah, they don't check it. They didn't know that guy was in Scotland, not doing anything for like 6 months.
True.
Anyway, before we give away more state secrets.
Yeah.
So you've read the card through. So what should we get on the nose?
I've told you on the nose.
It's been like 20 minutes ago.
Chocolate, powdered ginger in a cigar box. And you said it was peaty, and I said I couldn't.
I don't get peat from that. You're lying. Maybe cigar box notes is what gave me. It's quite woody.
Yeah. Like tinder more than actual fire.
Right, all right. I thought you were being the app.
No.
Go on then, what should I be tasting? I'm going to go in for a taste.
Okay, on the palate, a velvety, rich texture. Initially creamy milk chocolate, then sweet raisins and dried raspberries. As the Pedro Jimenez develops, balsamic vinegar and honeyed macadamias come through. The finish is deep and rich, with dark toffee and a final spicy burst of cinnamon.
So, there's definitely nuttiness to it. It does start off as chocolate, creamy chocolate. Maybe a bit of sweetness from the sweet raisins, I guess. I don't get dried raspberries. PX, it develops through spice for me. There's a little bit of spiciness in there. So maybe that's the balsamic vinegar. Then it's definitely nuttiness and quite a lot of woodiness at the back end. I would say.
Yeah, I would say when you hold it in your mouth, there's like a chocolate pudding kind of vibe.
Yeah.
But then when you swallow it, it's mostly just spicy and like maybe dried fruit, and that's all I was getting. I didn't get any nuttiness.
I got like woodiness, which I always think is what they mean when they say nuts.
Yeah, maybe.
Flavors develop as you swallow. This is another one that's okay. It's 51%. I was going to say it's another one that's giving me that reverse heartburn, as you call it. And rub tree.
Rub
tree.
Yeah.
No, try.
Yeah.
Rub try. It sounds like some is it Arnold Vosloo would say in the movie? Arnold? Might be Arnold.
It was reminding me of, have you seen that Red Dwarf episode where the Earth, but it's going backwards, so like they're in a part of the universe where
I haven't seen much Red Dwarf, to be honest.
Basically they're on Earth, but everything is in backwards, so they go to Nod Null. And they get in a bar fight, but it happens in reverse, so that they walk into the bar and they're like, oh no, they're walking about and like, I don't know why, but my back really hurts. And the guy's like, yeah, I've got a pounding headache. And then they get in a bar fight and all their ailments are, they find this bar and it's trashed. They get in a bar fight and all the ailments are cured and the bar looks much nicer and fancier. And then they like regurgitate their pints out into the glass. But then right at the end, Cat goes to the toilet in the bushes, and then you just see him pop up with his eyes like super wide. Yeah, in the whole episode, everyone else but them their speaking is in reverse. So like, yeah, when
Yeah. So I was right, by the way. It's Arnold Vosloo who plays the mummy.
When he's been like Anuck Namun.
Yeah. Anuck Namun when she runs away.
Yeah. That's it. Like, yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I can remember. I can't remember any of the other.
I watch the mummy every
the
time
name.
I can see it because it's just great.
Big Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, what a legend. The WhiskAYE podcast supports Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, it's Fraser with
the
Scottish pronunciation.
He did say on a thing recently that everyone pronounces it as Fraser and gets it wrong. So you're right. I apologise, Brendan Fraser.
It's because it's a Scottish name, right? And it's only in Scotland that it's pronounced Fraser.
Yes, I apologise, Brendan, and to you, my Scottish co-conspirator.
Yeah, sure.
Co-presenter.
That one that's annoying is Americans try to say Craig.
Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not Greg.
It's not even spelled similarly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you wanna score this whiskey, by the way?
Yeah. I quite enjoy this too. I'm going to give it also a 4.
I think a 4 is a very good score for this one. We were doing so well on timings, and then, as usual,
got distracted,
and yes, it got away from us a little bit. But that's why people listen, because we just have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah, because we're authentic, I think is what people call it.
Yes, yeah, we #real.
Yeah.
So that is our 6 whiskies for this podcast, this episode. Who knows when the next one will be up? I've at this point, as our editor, I've managed to keep it to 1 a month. I would like to increase it, so who knows? It might appear early. It might appear late. We never know. The algorithm
do what we want.
Being random, yes. This doesn't pay us, so we'll do what we want
for you.
Yes, exactly. But as always, thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed.
Yes.
And we shall see you next time.
Cheerio.
Bye.